Hello and welcome to exercise number 5, the incline push-up. Congratulations for getting this far. That is so amazing. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about why the incline push-up is so important. So many of us are so forward focused, right? We do everything right from our traps because our chests are so tight from working at desks or being hunched over things all the time. And our arms are really weak just from lack of real use, okay? So what this incline push-up is going to do for you is, first of all, get you to start from that place of alignment so your shoulder blades are down and back, so we're developing our strength from that place instead of this place, so we're not always lifting from here and pushing from here, okay? We're going to start in that place of alignment, and we're going to develop some strength so you can do things like reach from high cupboards and carry plates over to a table. You can push your shopping cart with absolutely no problem, okay? These are the day-to-day things that we want to have that upper body strength for, that we don't want to feel weak, so that we can feel confident doing anything that involves lifting, pushing, pulling with our upper body with ease, okay? So that is what the incline push-up is going to do for you today. Please do go give it a try and let me know how your strength is developing. For the incline push-up, grab a bench or anything that is about this high so that you can put yourself up on an incline. We're going to put our arms down. We're going to come straight up. We want to make sure that we're straight from the shoulder right down to the ankle. As you come down, you're going to come down with control. We're nice and straight. Make sure you don't flare out too wide, and you're going to come straight back up. So lots of control, no sagging or overextending of the hips. You want to be nice and straight. We're going to come down and right back up. So make sure the shoulders aren't coming up. You want to drive down through the shoulder blades. Feel a lot of strength down there and push straight up. Okay guys, we've finally gotten to the point where we're going to attempt to layer our exercises that we have learned so far, one on top of the other. So I'm really excited to be able to show you this today. Not only am I going to show you the exercises again, just to reinforce the technique and how to do it, I'm also going to show you how to set up for it, okay? So to start, make sure you have your phone, or I'm going to use my tablet, and just set it to the stopwatch so I know how long I'm going to need to rest, okay? So that's number one. If you have one, let's grab an exercise band and a mat, okay? And the only other thing you'll need for our hamstring curls is either, if you have furniture sliders, that often works, or you can use face cloths underneath your ankles. Today, I'm just gonna use really cushy socks, okay? So never let anything get in your way. If you don't have a piece of equipment, you can always improvise. All right, so our very first exercise, what we're gonna do, we're just gonna go through, and I'm gonna put my timer on, and we're going to do the rest just like we would if we were doing this like a circuit. Okay, so our first exercise is that wall slide. So find a place along the wall where you can move. So sometimes, you know, if you're near a door, something might be in your way, but just make sure that you have enough space where you can comfortably move your arms up and down, okay? That's what we're gonna need to do for that. So let's get our feet just beside the door. You don't have to be completely touching. If you can and you feel comfortable that way, go ahead and put your ankles right against the door. You're also going to want your hips and your upper back and just the top of your head near the door as well, okay? Our goal is to keep our arms against the wall, against the door, as much as possible, but sometimes we don't have the flexibility to be able to do that. So you might find you're kind of like this, or you're like this, but just try. Our goal is to increase our range of motion, so give it a try. So we're going to lift straight up. Do not lift at the shoulders. You just want a slight stretch near your lats, okay? So we're going to come down and up, and we're going to do this for 20. So stretch up through the bottom of your shoulders there, and then we're going to squeeze back down, squeeze your elbows into your rib cage, okay? Up and down, squeezing, good stuff. Here's 4. Remember to take the tension out of your traps. This is all about getting some movement and activation through your shoulder blades, okay? Here we go. Let's come down and squeeze. Feel your shoulder blades moving, stretching out, and then squeezing back together. We're almost halfway. This is more tiring than it seems, isn't it? Okay, and here we are halfway. Squeeze. Let's come up and stretch out. Beautiful. So this is good for upper back strength. This is good for your posture. And the shoulder blade movement and the stability through your shoulder blades is really crucial for just about every other exercise you're going to do. Okay, so being able to master this is really, really key. Let's do 5 more here. 5. Good. 4. Stretch up and squeeze down. Last 3. Stretching and squeezing. You should not feel this in your upper traps. And squeeze, and last one. Beautiful. Now we're going to go to our phone or tablet and we're going to set it for a 60-second break, okay? Start now. Every time when you're working out, you really want to make sure that you're going to stay hydrated. So I like to keep a glass of water beside me, and every time I take a break, go over and drink some of that water. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to grab my water, have a sip. Now, we want to make sure when we're resting that we're also reinforcing the new movement patterns that we want to see in our bodies, right? So if you're resting like this, you notice how you're keeping your body in that exact position that we're trying to train it out of, okay? So what I want you to do is pop your hands up over your head and rest in a position where your chest is open, okay? Split squat. Now for the split squat, we're gonna do 12 on each side. Okay, so let's get ready and into that position. So one foot in front of the other, hips are both pointing forward. Feel free to lift yourself up on a step, okay? So if you don't have that much flexibility through your hips, you can lift up on one step or go to your stairs and go as high as you need to in order to be able to complete this movement. Back heel is up. If you do have the flexibility, please do it on the floor just like I am, okay? There's one. So when you're doing these, I want you to think of bringing your knee as far forward as you can. It's perfectly okay. In fact, you should be bringing it much further in front of your toe, okay? You're gonna feel a giant stretch through the opposite hip. The front foot stays very flat on the step or on the floor. Back foot is lifted up, okay? Come down with control. You do not want to let yourself just drop ever, because then we miss an opportunity to build the strength as we're lowering down, okay? The thing with lowering down and using this lowering movement to really build strength and doing so with control instead of just using the momentum of gravity is that we get to hit each part of the muscle, right? So instead of just going boom and just using certain parts of your muscle to be able to lift yourself up and lower yourself down, we're literally using all of the muscle as we do that movement. So it hits your muscles in a much more effective manner. Okay, so upper body's nice and straight. No leaning forward on this one. Let's do 2 more here. Because if you lean forward, you're not getting that stretch through your hip, right? And that's what we want to do. We want to open up our hips and also build the strength through our knee here. Great stuff. Let's switch sides. One foot forward, the other foot is up. Okay, so that heel is raised on the opposite side. And everything pointing forward, let's go straight down. So the knee goes right up in front of the toes there. Upper body is nice and straight. We're getting a stretch through the opposite hip. There's 3, 4, nice and controlled, 5. So you'll start to notice where you're not flexible, right? I recently had an ankle injury, which I'm recovering from, so I can tell that I've lost a little bit of flexibility through my ankle right now. So these moves help you to increase your flexibility through the hips, but also through your calf and your ankle, okay? Have the body nice and straight. Breathing out on the way up. Last 2. Lots of control. Last one. And up. Great, so let's set our timer for another 60 seconds and grab some water. Okay, so during this I'm going to set up for the hamstring curl. What I'm going to do is pop a mat down. so that my upper back can be on the mat and I can be comfortable. And then I'm going to put my feet just out on the opposite side of it, okay? So like I said, you don't have to have any particular equipment for this. You can just slide along the floor on either your socks or face cloths or something like that as well, okay? So we're going to aim for 6 and we're going to go in 15 seconds. Getting comfortable on the ground, I want you to pop your hands up, palms facing forward. This encourages us to, again, open up our chest. Okay, so we're going to start down. And what I want you to do is press your heels into the ground. And as you do, we're lifting up those hips, okay? So this is a really difficult movement. So at first, if you need to just kind of start slowly by stepping your legs up, that is absolutely fine, okay? We're just going to slowly build the strength through our hamstrings. It is a much neglected area, but it's also one we really want to build because it is responsible for those quick starts and stops. And it doesn't seem like that might be so important, but if you have to, dodge out of the way of something, or, if you're about to slip or fall, or you need to catch yourself from falling, these are really important muscles to have be very strong, okay? Last one, and down slowly. Good stuff. We're going to take another 60-second break. Be conscious of getting up from a lying down position, especially if you have any blood pressure issues, low blood pressure, high blood pressure, both. You want to make sure that you turn over to your side first and then slowly come up, okay? So let's wait another 60 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab some water. I'm going to set up for the bird dog next, okay? So I will just set my mat, maybe I'll set it this way so that we can see everything. So with the bird dog, remember we start on all fours. We're going to be using opposite arm and opposite leg. You want to have your knees just a little bit wider than your feet at the back. So your toes can be touching and your knees will be out just a little bit wider, okay? If you do have any wrist issues, feel free to just curl up your mat and put your hands kind of in a fist position there. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just like that, okay? And let's get going. So opposite arm and opposite leg are going to raise. Notice my foot in the back here, my ankle, my heel is leading, and my hand, my thumb is pointing up towards the ceiling. Okay, so let's hold that just for a second and then we're gonna switch. Knee is out. Opposite arm, opposite leg, the heel is leading the back, thumb out in the front, and my back leg is just out to the side, just slightly. Okay, so it's not too far. There we go. Now that we've got it, let's speed it up just a touch. Excellent. Now be aware again of your shoulder blades, right? You don't want them up here as you're doing this, you want it down and back. Always down and back so that we're not reinforcing any bad movement patterns or bad posture, right? Because if you start doing exercises like this, then you strengthen yourself like this, right? We want to make sure that we keep them down and back so that we are helping ourselves and not making things worse, right? Great switching. The low back is so neglected, and this is a great exercise to strengthen not only through your lower back, but your whole core and your shoulders and hips as well. Here we go. Let's keep switching. Heel out, thumb up. Shoulder blades down and back. Core is nice and tight. Building the strength through there. We're going to do 2 more. Here we go. Heel out, nice and strong. Really feel like you're reaching. So that back leg is reaching out in the back and the front fingertips are really reaching out in front. Okay, awesome. Let's take our 60-second break. We are going to try one last one today. It is the incline push-up. So I'm going to go get myself set up. Now with this, make sure you're on a very stable surface. So I like to put down
a mat or something to begin with, and make sure whatever it is, if you're doing it on a countertop or something, which is fine. But you want to make sure that this isn't going to start moving the second that you put some body weight on it, okay? So we've got 5 more seconds left. Let's place our arms on whatever we're using to do the incline push-up. We're going to sit up. You want to be straight from your shoulder to your feet, okay? So if this is too low for you and you're starting, use a countertop or a wall, okay? You don't have to be low to start. You just want to make sure that you have developed the strength to do this. So we're not going to flare our elbows out too wide. We want to keep them nice and close to the body. We're going to come down, bring the chest down, and come straight back up, okay? So lower yourself down with control and press. Use the strength of your arms and your chest to help you out. So you want to keep your shoulder blades dropped, nothing up too high, and no bums out and no bums drooping down, okay? We're nice and straight. Press up. Let your chest just fall with control. Press straight through. Come up. Pressing through. Let's do 4 more here. 4. Good. Last 3. And last 2 coming up. And last 1. Elbows nice and close, okay? You don't want anything flaring out too much because then it becomes sort of a weird tricep exercise where you're not really putting the weight where you want it to be. Okay? So then we'll move these things out of the way. We've got a 60-second rest. Make sure to grab your water. I'm almost done this. You can take an opportunity now to refill if you need to.
Hi guys, I wanted to take this opportunity to first of all congratulate you on getting this far. Not everybody does that, so I'm really proud of you for getting to this point. And secondly, I wanted to see if you've had the opportunity to take me up on my 21-day kickstart. If you have not, I strongly suggest that you jump on it because not only do I show you how to implement these kinds of exercises into your daily life, and I do that step by step, I also give you the nutrition that you need that is completely not overwhelming. It is very simple to begin to change your nutritional habits so that you can start to drop excess weight and begin to feel really great and energized ASAP, okay? Not only that, I also give you and provide you coaching 24/7. So I answer your questions whenever they pop up. You don't need to wait. You're going to get your answers immediately. I give you that kind of support. If you need different adjustments for certain injuries or if you're recovering from something, I give you that kind of support that you need right away, okay? There's absolutely no waiting. And I also, and this is incredibly key, I give you the social community that allows this kind of lifestyle and these lifestyle changes to be sustainable long term. So again, if you haven't taken me up on it, please do click the button below and join the 21-day kickstart. I can't wait to have you be a part of my community.